Good afternoon, Tony Dottino, doing my live with Tony on Wednesday. It is now June 21st, and we've gotten to our longest day of the year. And as we go through that and we go through our lives, we get to this daily occurrence to where something causes us to be a bit stressed, something that raises a level of intensity or an emotion. We may go into a fight or a flight response. And what I think is important for people to realize, it's one of the six elements. And I've been talking about our six elements of brain fitness and long-term mental fitness. It's one of our six key spokes. And very often people don't realize that when they are in that stressful moment, they lose focus. And it may start discounting things that they forget to do, or where they leave something and they misplace their glasses or their cell phone. And it just exacerbates the level of stress into now thinking, oh my goodness, my memory is fading as well as I'm in this level of stress. So it has a number of additional points to it that I think we need to step back and account for as we go about our lives. So here we go. Remember how stress of an exam, like we were in school, right, and we stress, some people, some students just stress over exams and they just blank out. I remember one of our mental athletes in a memory competition, as soon as they heard the click of and let the games begin, they blanked out. And so stress can do these things to us. Maybe we've had a situation during a doctor's appointment, we forget to ask the doctor a key question that we wanted to on the way in, and one of our loved ones, the family members, said, make sure you get this information, and you go and you're stressed and the blood pressure is up, and my cardiologist tells me your blood pressure, he discounts 10 points on the blood pressure scale already, just because of people's emotions of taking their blood pressure, which is an interesting level of what stress is doing to us. Stress and heightened emotions can be helpful as well, right? We have the fight or flight. This is where we get the adrenaline rush and we get the cortisol flow, and we may get like really tense and ready to fight off evil or the bad guys, or the bad things. Stress may also cause us to go the other way, where we get too much of it and we lose our focus and we go backwards. Research shows that people are more likely to remember information they receive. So now when you're in learning mode and you're in a positive mood, they're finding that it can help your memory when you're looking at it in a positive way. So one of the things I always like to ask people, do you believe you can improve your memory? And it's an interesting response in terms of what you get from people as to whether or not they think. And unfortunately, a majority of them don't think they can improve their memories. Therefore, you either have it or you don't. And right off the bat there, then, if you begin to feel like you've misplaced your keys, or you forgot to pick something up at the store, or you just didn't make an appointment that you skipped your mind of, you immediately start creating an anxiety flow that says, oh my goodness, my memory, when in actuality, you may be in a heightened level of stress. Maybe you just watched something on television, or maybe you just got off the phone with someone, or maybe there was something that just caused you to get a rush of adrenaline that then caused you to be more stressful and intense, and you lost focus. When a stressful situation hits that, it can sometimes have an impact on your memory and your ability to retain or even recall information that you felt very positive and you felt very sure that you knew. And here all of a sudden you're just clicking your fingers trying to think, God, what was it that I forget that's in my way? So what I'm always careful about with people is when they feel that they're in this state of memory decline, are they going through a series of stressful situations in their lives? So I'm with a dear friend yesterday who I just love dearly, and he's in a state of where it's my memory, I'm losing my memory, and yet he's very stressed over some surgery that he's had done, and the pain that he's feeling, pain that he feels when he's sitting. He's got his back pain, and he's feeling this pain, and he's having a hard time sitting in a chair. And at the same point, I'm forgetting, and yet when you get him away from focusing on his pain, it's amazing how much recall he has of conversations and things that he's done in his life, and he's like a history book. When he gets going, it's amazing what his life has been and how much he does retain and recall, but give him a jolt of pain, and all of a sudden, he loses focus. What can we do to relax and improve our memory then? And how do we separate some of these things? In many strategies that help manage stress and improve our memory, deep breathing. So count for 4 seconds and hold the breath. So change your breathing patterns. I find the other way, rather than deep breath, I go out and I'll run for 10 minutes, or I'll take a walk, and go look at some of the trees and some of the bushes and ponds and look for gators swimming in the ponds that we have. It helps calm your mind and reduces the stress levels. And then you get yourself into a spot where you are capable of either retaining or learning or recalling certain levels of information. Research continues to show that developing some level of memory-related problems among adults can be helped by just being more in the moment and practicing relaxation techniques. And again, relaxation techniques may just be, to me, taking a walk. Maybe it's just talking to a friend that you enjoy and they just have a positive way of looking at. Maybe it's just the way of talking to yourself and realizing, I'm just having one of those moments where my stress levels are impacting, or having an impact on my ability to focus on something I was doing. So here this morning, I was at the pool. I finished in the pool, went and changed into my pants, and hung up my bathing suit on a chair to let it drip and dry. Not dry, but it's going to drip before I fold it up and bring it home. And I get on a phone call, and I started thinking about something I'm doing on Friday and something I'm planning in a leader's guide. And the next thing I know is I'm back home, and there's no bathing suit in the car. Now, I did not go into, oh my goodness, oh God, I'm having a memory lapse, no, I had a focus lapse. I was just on the phone planning Friday and forgot to what I was doing today on Wednesday, and therefore left the bathing suit on a chair hanging up so it does a little dripping before I put a wet bathing suit into the car. So I just needed to go back and pick it up, and there it was, right where I did recall where I had left it, and I was able to go right to the lounge chair and take it off and wrap it up in the towel and then bring it home. But I didn't get crazy, right? I just said, oops, it's not where it's supposed to be, like in the car. So when I went to get it in the car to hang it up in the house, it's not there. Okay, got it. But I didn't get wacky and just thought, oh God, I got mild cognitive impairment. No, I had lack of focus, and I had multitasking, which I tell people all the time, doesn't really work efficiently for most people, and didn't make up a whole big story about it. So to that degree, if you're finding yourself getting anxious about something, a doctor's appointment or a family issue or some loved one that's dealing with a struggle, try to take the positive sides of things and what is it I can focus on and help them do. Let me give myself a little breathing room to just downshift for a little spell, and let me see if we can get this thing back on track and not go crazy and making up a whole story about having memory problems in the beginning of mild cognitive impairment and the early stages of Alzheimer's. And not to say, so now I have to be careful I don't go to the other side. It's not to dismiss that if the techniques of mindfulness and focus and relaxation, you still find yourself in a continuous flow of forgetting things, not to say that you might not want to have yourself checked out and just have a doctor give you a go at it. And maybe it is mild cognitive impairment, but I think I have found too often people just leap into that a little too quickly before they analyze some of the things that we talk about in our 6 elements of long-term brain health. Hey, it's Wednesday already. We're at the midpoint of another week. I don't know where the time is going, but it does seem to go by pretty quickly at times. And We'll see you back here on Friday. Have a good rest of your week. I hope things are going well. And just take one tip out of this is that if you find yourself in that stressful moment, just take a 30-second pause, bring yourself down, and then try to focus on what it is that you're doing. Have a good rest of your week. See you on Friday.